Okay, so I will share my screen.
I see it.
Can you see that?
Yes.
Okay. Perfect. Thank you. So I guess welcome everyone to the engineering and math breakout room. You're at Virtual Science Club on September 5th. So thank you for being here and having interest in SASEF. I guess just for starters, we'll do a little icebreaker of our own. So if you could please tell us your name, your year in school, about your orange item, if you found one, if you participated in either virtual science club or SASEF before, your favorite science class so far, and then if you have time, one fun fact about yourself, just till we can start to get to know each other. And I guess I will go first very quickly. So my name is Emily Prohl again. I'm the engineering and math mentor for this year. I'm a third-year PhD student. I guess it's fourth year now, actually, so that should be corrected. But so my orange item is actually sunscreen. I don't know if you can still see me, but my orange item is sunscreen, and it's a mineral sunscreen, which as a material scientist, those are generally zinc oxide. This is my second year doing virtual science club, and I'm excited to be here again. My favorite science class was chemistry in middle and high school, and then in grad school, nuclear materials, which is what I research. And this summer you can see a couple pictures on the right. I started trail running, and I also like to knit, so a couple of fun facts. So enough about me. I'm wondering if we can go around the room quickly and just get to know you all a little bit. So I don't know if Dr. Gao, you're going to be a regular, or if Mark, you want to go ahead.
You
I
choose.
can go. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. I'm not the instructor. Look like old guy. So when I see this, I'm very excited. I know Emily for a couple of years. Fantastic student. I'm here to pretend I'm my younger son who's in ninth grade. Otherwise, he should be here. He's busy with another event. But this is just like learning, right? So my son's name is Malcolm Gao. We have the, of course, same last name as you can see from my screen. He's ninth grade at Farragut High School. He's quite interested in all kinds of engineering, and nuclear is one of the interesting topic he's interested in. The orange item that I find out is this is a very old wall clock. This is like 15 years ago when I first came to UT, and somehow I got a souvenir, and I didn't put a battery. It just became a decoration. It's a plastic. Um, uh, it's a plastic object. Okay, so and I'm a little bit confused with how this works. So we have we have Emily and Mark being the instructors, and what kind of projects are we going to do? So I guess that Emily will introduce that later. Thank you. I'll shut up.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Gao. Yeah. I guess just to back up just a little bit. So as the mentor last year, we both had kind of a combination of helping students with their science fair projects, their SASEF projects, as well as just kind of some different topics that I found or I thought might be interesting to students. So things we covered were kind of how brain chemistry and brain structure can even impact like your science fair presentation, as far as things like science content goes, so how to design a science fair project and the scientific method and all good stuff. So I think it's hopefully was a good experience last year, and hopefully it will be again. this year. So, Mark, if you would like to go next.
Sure. So my name is Mark Swantanewski. It's Polish. This is my 44th year of professional chemical engineering. I'm a process chemical reaction designer and work with nuclear physics in combination with nuclear chemical reactions. Obviously, I'm in Oak Ridge. I think I've done 20 years of science fair judging through the years. I even judge a science fair for third, fourth, and fifth graders. So
Wow.
the goal there is not to let the third graders cry when you intimidate them. And I'm happy to help with ideas for science fair projects.
Perfect. Thank you.
Oh, my orange item, I pulled up a orange and white checkerboard on my phone.
There you go. Perfect. Go Vols. Okay. So I guess if you're able to unmute, we'd love to hear about some of the students' answers now. So I'm just gonna go down the list from how the Zoom participant list looks on my screen. So I might not say your name correctly, but I believe it's Sanjana. Sanjana?
Yeah, you got it right. I actually go by Dia though.
Dia. Okay.
So I'm a senior in high school. My orange thing was a bag of Cheetos, and I have not participated in VSC or the fair before. My favorite science topic is either computer science or physics. And one fun fact is I also like to write. I write short stories. So, yeah.
Cool. Yeah, multifaceted. That's awesome. Well, we're happy you're here and hopefully we can all learn some things together. So thank you, Dia. Okay. John, it's labeled as John's iPhone.
Yeah, I'm on my phone right now. My computer died.
Oh, that's
So-
totally fine. Yeah.
My name is John. I'm in 10th grade. My orange item was a pillow I found in my on my couch. My favorite class was probably AP Chem. I'm taking that this year. And then I'm trying to think of a fun fact. Can you come back to me on that one?
Yeah, for sure. Have you ever, sorry, I might have missed it, but have you ever participated in VSC or SASEF before?
No, this is my first year.
No, first year. Got it. Okay. Thank you, John. I liked AP Chem too. Okay. So next, going down the list, we have Sophia.
Yeah, my name is Sophia Haverlack. I'm in 10th grade at Farragut High School. I have a glue stick for my orange item. I haven't participated in the science fair so far or the science club. My favorite science class would be AP Chemistry and AP Physics. And one fun fact is that I've been playing piano for about 10 years.
Wow. Yeah, that's amazing. Do you have a favorite piece to play?
Not necessarily. I do like composers. It's just a little hard to choose. I like Tchaikovsky.
Okay. Oh, beautiful. Wow. Very cool. Okay, well, thank you. And then last but certainly not least, Nick. Nick, are you there?
Alex Young. I'm in 11th grade, and I have this orange pen next to me. I haven't participated in VSC or SASEF before. My favorite science class would be physics or chemistry. And one fun fact about me is that I also have been playing the piano for like 8 or 9 years.
Oh, wow. Okay, then I'll ask the same question. Any favorite pieces or?
It would be any of Chopin's ballades.
Oh, wow. Wow. Very nice. A
We
lot
can
of
do a
things.
duet.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be, I'm sure it would be awesome. If you've been playing that long, I bet it would be fantastic. Well, thank you everybody for your participation and your answers. I'm happy you're here. I guess perhaps, I'm not sure, Trixie, I don't know if Trixie told us how long we have in our breakout rooms, but I guess the next question that I have, and I didn't make a slide for this one, but it would be if you're interested in having or making a science fair project, and if you have any ideas that you've started thinking about, subjects that you're interested in. And I think in our first when we kind of do one of our breakout meetings or one of our mentor meetings, I believe it's later in September, we'll kind of talk about how to develop a science fair project idea or topic or question. But I guess just to gauge interest right now, what you're all thinking along those lines. So I guess we can kind of go in the same order. So I don't know, I guess Dr. Gao, is your son interested in participating in a science fair? Do you have any idea?
Yeah, he's currently thinking about that. He's highly interested in. He told me that in Farragut High School there are just so many clubs, but he's pretty much there's just so many choices, so he has not decided. I asked him about what exactly he want to do for this VSC and SASIF. In the beginning, we thought that you guys would assign topics to us, but that seems to be not the correct understanding. So we will work with you and, of course, both you and Mark to develop a project. At this moment, we don't have any preference. So anything that, anything you are comfortable with would be fine to us. He mentioned something like biochemistry because that's what he's learning, biology. But I told him that, oh, I see Emily's name. Emily's doing some great stuff on nuclear materials. So, we have ORNL and Y12 nearby. So how about we learn something about tungsten for the fusion energy, fusion reaction. So it's just wild. I'm just giving wild ideas. So we don't have anything specific.
Yeah, well, I think, yeah, certainly, like you said, with all the resources, it certainly seems like you're in the right place for kind of learning about that area of science fair project. So yeah, no, I think interest is a great starting point, and yeah, I mean, I'd certainly be happy. I'm sure Mark, I don't want to speak for you, but yeah, it would be my pleasure to kind of help develop a project topic and kind of work through that with all of you. So perfect. Then I guess we'll go again down the list. So Dia.
Yeah, I'm kind of interested in doing the fair. I've never done a science fair before. So I don't really have any ideas of what I would do. I would probably do something like physics related, I guess.
Yeah. That's I mean, like truly an area of interest is a great place to start. And I think you said to computer science, that's always or was an area of interest as well. So yeah, I mean that is a great place to start. Broad is good too. For a starting point. Perfect. Okay, so then John.
Yeah, I haven't thought much about it yet, but I'm leaning a bit towards chemistry. I think that would be fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Seems like with Mark here and so many years of chemical engineering experience, hopefully will be a good team of resources for you. Then Sophia.
So I would be interested in something more along the lines of either physics or maybe nuclear engineering. I am interested in doing the fair this year, just because I've done like similar fairs to it. And yeah, I'm also really broad because I like a variety of different science topics, so I'm not sure.
Yeah, yeah. I think again, great place to start. And yeah, physics and nuclear engineering, definitely up my alley too. So yeah, I would be happy to work with you. Okay. And then again, last but not least, but Alex.
Um, I feel like I'm kind of in the same situation because I'm also, I'd be interested in doing something in chemistry and physics, but I haven't thought about a specific topic yet.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, again, great starting spot, I think. Um yeah, I guess then Mark, I'm wondering if you have, since you've had so much science fair experience, I'm wondering if you could give us any pointers just from the get-go. What makes a good science fair project from your experience? What about an intriguing topic? Just any of your advice from all the experience you've had.
So, so uniqueness always wins. So if and it's kind of hard to tell you whether something's been done before, but I think try to find a unique question. And then if it's an experiment, make sure you can test your variables. So you'll have a control and you'll have independent and dependent variables. But if it's an engineering project, then it has to be something that hasn't uniquely been explored before. So I'm expecting, upper high school students to be able to ask an intriguing hypothesis question.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Now, on the surface, that doesn't sound so helpful, but when you start researching your topic and just spend an hour just going through, and I hate to say it, Google, but start putting ideas in the box and see what you come up with as a start
Mm-hmm.
in your own words. Okay?
Yeah. No, I appreciate it. I think too, I'm wondering, also from the projects that you've observed, like how do people with science fair projects make those connections and maybe get the equipment that they're looking for, or yeah, have there I
Yeah,
guess.
so the first, of course, is to ask your teacher early, and you'll be surprised what kind of network you can find. My advice is to start early, form an idea early, and see what kind of equipment or measurement device you might need.
Mhm. Yeah, good advice. Yeah, and then I guess I know this is looking way ahead, but anything in terms of like actual presentation style or visuals that has set out to give some of our students some ideas on what they might be looking for?
So I always judge on how much knowledge and enthusiasm does the student present. Um, know your subject, but I can already tell by the subject matter, you already know your subjects. So know your experiment very well and just be able to explain it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think I think that's very helpful. Oh, let's see. Oh, we might have lost Sophia. Okay. Yeah, I think that's helpful. Looking forward, just kind of something to go off of. So if we start early and you start thinking now, and this is something that you are interested in, I think it can be a really rewarding experience to kind of, develop that question, do the work, and kind of hunt down those resources to be able to answer your question, and then the day of actually presenting what you've done is very rewarding, I think. So hopefully this SASEF is intriguing to you all, and I really look forward to kind of working with you all over the next couple months as you get your project together, and I'm here to help and happy to answer any questions. So yeah, if any do arise, please just let me know. Does anybody have any other questions right now that about SASEF, about Virtual Science Club, really about anything? Or for Mark, while you have this.
Yeah, don't forget to just talk with your chemistry or your favorite class teacher. If you show enthusiasm, they will too.
Yeah. Yeah, I think they're great resources and would have equipment you can use and just someone to bounce ideas off of. I think seems like a great resource.
Does anybody have a specific question? Or what's on your mind right now?
Is it required that you have different projects for this and the Tennessee Junior Symposium?
That I'm not sure. Mark.
Yeah, I that's a new one on me too, Nick. When we get back into the greater room, Dr. Gwynn could probably answer that for you.
Mhm.
Okay, thanks.
Are you planning on participating? What is the Junior Symposium? Oh, nope.
It's like another science fair competition that's sort of similar to this, but you're partnered with like a UT mentor or professor.
Oh, wow. That
Yeah.
sounds cool. Is that like a region specific thing, or is that just a tennis, like is it the whole state, or?
I think it goes into nationals.
Wow. Okay. That also sounds like a good opportunity.
Well, you might be able to leverage your single project into two different competitions. So it's not out of the question, Nick.
Yeah. I guess.
All right.
Oh,
Everybody start doing your research.
yeah. And I think also I didn't put the links here, but there's a lot of good resources online if you look up like past national science fair projects, and even on the VSC website where you probably registered for this meeting, there's examples of past projects, and they definitely highlight the winners of every year. I think going back a ways. So if you're looking for project ideas or the scale or scope of kind of a research question you can ask, that would also be a really good resource for you, is to look at the VSC website. Yeah, but I guess over these next couple weeks, if you are still interested in doing a SASEF project, that would be great. And just keep thinking about it, make those observations in your chemistry or physics classes, and get talking with your teacher, and just kind of get the ball rolling, and we're happy to help you as much as we can. So and excited about what we might learn through this process as well. So yeah, next time will be a little more content heavy, but
All right, so it looked like, so there was 5 people in human sciences, 10 in natural, 7 in engineering, 2 in physical sciences, but hey, Gustin, you had Karen.
I had one.
Had one, yay! All right, so if a brave soul would like to just unmute their mic and talk about their experience real quick, student or board member, whichever. Prefer a student? One person to talk about their break rooms.
You've got to volunteer.
Oh,
Okay. Hello?
hello?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So just like talk about the experience or like what we talked about.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, what you
Okay,
talked
sure.
about in your breakout room.
Awesome. Yeah. So I kind of came at my break room with a very broad question. I was in the search of
In
like
what
a
break room
lab
were you
kind of
in, Hunter?
almost. Oh, sorry, excuse me. I was in human sciences.
Okay.
Yeah. So I went at everyone with a kind of broad question about like a specific research opportunity, and they were able to kind of combat that pretty well and give like really specific actionable links and like steps to what I need to do next in order to pursue those opportunities. And so I found it very insightful.
Great. I believe Hunter, you participated last year. I think I remember your name. Do you have kind of an idea of what you would like to do this year? Or you're still in that brainstorming process?
Yeah, I do. I've kind of made a drastic shift because I used to be in like natural sciences, and now I've moved to more human sciences and biology.
Great. Thank you for sharing. Is anyone else like to pop out and just kind of talk about their experience with the breakout room? Going once? Okay.
I'll go.
Oh, yes, Mark.
So we have a lot of interest in chemistry and physics in the engineering math
Okay.
room. And so I'm looking forward to some ideas for projects.
Good. So we hope that you come by for more meetings. So I am going to wrap up the meeting, but we do have a few more things I want to discuss, and that is prizes. All right, so while you guys were in break rooms, I did select a person to be our prize winner. And essentially what the prize is our friends of ORNL provide these incentives. And so for any student or person that came through our meeting, registered and finished the whole meeting, you have an opportunity to win one of these 5 prizes. So I was able to pick Peggy. No, okay. Peggy's not here. I'm gonna double check.
There is one Zoom user.
I have Nicholas Yan. Are you here?
The Zoom name is wrong because I'm Alex and Nick is my brother.
Oh, okay. So is Nicholas here in this meeting?
Well, he's not like here at the desk.
He used his brother's Zoom account.
Oh,
to log
okay.
in.
What is your
This is
name?
Alex.
Alex? Okay, well, since you're here and your brother isn't, congratulations. You're in the right time, right place, right time. So, you are the prize winner for this meeting. If you could go ahead and let us know which of those 5 you would like.
The
You can always just email it to prep when you make
You
your
can always let
decision.
me know. So, I'll send you this picture, and then you can provide me with what you would like to do with your prize, and then Ms. Jennifer will send that out to you. All right,
Yep.
thank you so much. All right, so we do have a newsletter. We are on Facebook, and we have Instagram, Twitter, and of course you have received emails from us. So if you'd like to stay in touch, let us know. And you can go ahead and look us up, and we'll be able to keep up with everything that is going on, not only with SASAF, but with all our pre-college programs. And then so in the next 2 weeks, we will have a guest speaker. And if you'd like, you can go ahead and take a picture of this QR code. And then you'll be able to go ahead and get registered for the next meeting. So I have a quick question for anyone who would like to speak up. When you registered, did you get a follow-up email with the Zoom link? Okay. I know I sent out an email. I do that just to ensure that everyone gets the Zoom link before, if there's any technical difficulties, but if everyone was able to get my emails, then great. So hopefully you won't be able to miss any meetings if the link doesn't come through. All right, well, thank you everyone who came by today. I really appreciate everything. But we do have one extra guest here. Miss Jan was able to come by. So Jan, if you have a second, you could just introduce yourself.
Yes, my name is Jan Coley, and I am from Jefferson County, and I am a retired educator and the immediate past president of SASAF. And I'm just delighted that we have so many here tonight, and we look forward to working with you and seeing some great projects. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you.
Trixie, I have a couple of announcements if you don't mind.
Oh, that's right. There is one more announcement. This weekend there is a butterfly
There's a butterfly festival that's going to happen on Saturday morning at the UT Arboretum in Oak Ridge. If you want additional information on that, you can send it to Prep Extra, to Prep, I'm in football mode now, prep@utk.edu, and they can send it on and I can give you all the details. Also, if any of you are teachers, we do have a teacher grant. The applications for those are due in October. If you have an idea of what you want for your project and it's something that needs to be purchased, talk to your teacher about applying for a teacher grant. And all the information for applying for that is on the website. Students cannot apply, only teachers. Okay. Now I'm done.
Okay. All right. Thank you, everyone. You guys have a good night, and I will see you in 2 weeks. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Trixie.
Bye. Kim, can you stay behind real quick?
Sure.
Bye, and thank you.